Have you ever woken up exhausted after a full night's sleep? Opened your laptop, stared at your to-do list, and felt absolutely nothing? No drive, no motivation, just a deep, hollow emptiness where your ambition used to be. And then, maybe the worst part, you start wondering, am I just lazy? Here's what we want you to hear today, before anything else. You are not lazy. What you might be experiencing is something far more serious, far more common, and far more misunderstood. Burnout. And in a world that has turned productivity into a personality, it's more important than ever to understand what's really happening inside you. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged excessive stress, particularly when you feel like no matter how much you give, it's never enough. It's not a mood. It's not a bad week. It's what happens when your internal resources are completely depleted and your mind and body simply cannot cope anymore. We live in a hyper-competitive society that tells us our worth is measured in output. Wake up early, hustle harder, sleep less, do more. Rest is a reward, not a right. And if you're not maximizing every minute, you should feel guilty about it. That constant pressure creates the perfect breeding ground for burnout. And the cruel irony? The people most at risk are often the most dedicated, the most passionate, the ones who cared so deeply that they had everything to lose. Burnout doesn't arrive all at once. It creeps in, stage by stage. It starts with excitement. You have a new job, a new project, a new goal, and you're all in. You're energized, optimistic, and willing to go the extra mile. Life feels purposeful. This phase feels great, but here's the catch. If healthy boundaries and coping strategies aren't built in now, the seeds of burnout are already being planted. Gradually, you start having days where the work feels harder. Your focus slips. You snap at someone you care about. You start skipping the gym or staying up too late, telling yourself you'll catch up on the weekend. Performance begins to dip, but you push through because that's what you've been taught to do. Then the off days stop being occasional. They become the norm. Deadlines feel impossible. You're constantly behind. The stress isn't a temporary inconvenience anymore. It's your baseline. Headaches, disrupted sleep, a short fuse. Your body is starting to wave red flags. And then you hit the wall. You hit it hard and nothing, not willpower, not caffeine, not a motivational quote, can push you through it. You feel detached from your work, from the people around you, maybe even from yourself. Everything feels meaningless. You might question why you even started in the first place. If burnout goes unaddressed, it becomes embedded, woven into your physical and mental health. Chronic fatigue, depression, and anxiety become your everyday reality. At this stage, recovery takes significant time and support. Now, let's talk about why burnout is so often mistaken for laziness, and why that distinction really matters. Burnout can make you feel like you're on autopilot, like you're watching your own life through a foggy window. You go through the motions, answering emails, cooking dinner, talking to friends, but nothing feels real or meaningful. This emotional numbness is called depersonalization, and it's a hallmark of burnout. Lazy people aren't numb. They're simply unmotivated. Burnout takes something from you that was once genuinely there. Here's one of the clearest differences between burnout and laziness. Burnout happens to people who used to care. If you were once passionate, someone who stayed late because you loved the work, who read books on your days off, who went above and beyond, and now you feel apathetic or even resentful toward that same work, that's not laziness. That's a warning sign. Laziness is a stable trait. Burnout is a response to overextension, to neglect of your own needs, to a system that asked too much for too long. When you're burned out, the simplest acts of self-care can feel mountainous. Brushing your teeth, eating a proper meal, answering a friend's text. These things feel like too much. Changes in sleep, sleeping too much or barely at all, along with a shift in appetite and social withdrawal are common. It's not that you don't want to take care of yourself. It's that you have nothing left to give, even to yourself. And here's something people rarely connect to burnout: the anger, the short fuse, the disproportionate frustration over small things. A common myth is that lazy people are carefree and relaxed, but people dealing with burnout are often the opposite: wound tight, emotionally reactive, and quick to snap. When your internal system is running on empty, you have no buffer left for life's little irritations. Here's the most important thing to remember. The earlier you recognize the signs, the easier recovery becomes. Burnout is not your fault. It's not a character flaw, and it is not permanent. Recovery looks different for everyone, but it often starts with one honest conversation. Maybe with yourself, maybe with someone you trust. And for many people, it means reaching out to a mental health professional who can help you rebuild from the inside out. Your productivity does not define your worth. Your rest is not something you have to earn. And the version of you that cared so deeply about your work, they're still in there. They just need time, gentleness, and support to come back. You are not lazy. You are human, and you deserve to heal. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And we want to ask you, which stage of burnout do you feel you might be in right now? Let us know in the comments below. This is a safe space. Don't forget to subscribe for more content that helps you understand your mind a little better, one video at a time. Take care of yourself. We mean it.